So this is lesson number 3. So we're going to recap what we've done before. So we're going to cover some of the chords and then add on a new chord today. The chords we done last time, what I never explained was, this is E minor. And it's written with E with an M beside it. And that means it's minor. The other one is a major chord, which we've just referred to as E. Okay? The difference is the minor chord is the sadder sounding one. And the major chord is a happier sounding one. So sad, happy. Hopefully you can hear the difference there. Okay, let me play a couple of different ones. Here's a... Now, would you say that was major or minor? I would say it was major. Sounds happy. That one sounds sad. So that's the differences there. So let's go through the chords we've done before. We've got E minor, so it's a sad version. So it's second finger on string 5, and then third finger on string 4. Okay, strum that. Now what you can start doing now is double checking all the notes are nice and clear. So go through them one at a time with your plectrum. Okay, and just watch. The only time you won't hear a note is if maybe one of your other fingers is lying a bit flat and maybe touching another string below it. So try and land in your fingertips, okay? I always think it was a ballerina when she's standing on her toes. That's what your fingertips should kind of be like. Be careful not to touch anything else, or any other strings. Then we move up to the next chord, which was A sus2. So same thing, but same shape, but just a string higher. Move back down. Okay, so that was our practice before. Okay, so now I'm going to introduce a new chord. This is D major. Okay, so D major, we're going to take our first finger and you want to move it on to string 3. We're still on the second fret here. So 1, 2, 3, first finger, second fret. Okay, so that can be a little bit confusing, so just make sure second fret, second box, and first finger only. Now we're going to reach across with your second finger and put it on the high E string for me. Okay, so these are both in the same box. Again, sometimes people think they should be in separate boxes, but no. And then third finger goes in fret number 3. Now, rightly or wrongly, I think about this as like a triangle, because that third finger sits out. It just helps me remember it. Okay, so take your fingers completely off the guitar, and then try and make the shape again. So put your first finger on, third string, second fret. Second finger right to the very top, then third finger in between. And then you want to put your plectrum on string 4, the D string. Okay, and as you can hear, it's a major chord. So it's just written as D, so that's D major. Okay, so now we have 3 chords, sorry. So we've got E minor, we've got A sus, and then we've got a new chord, D. Okay, so put your first finger there, second finger on the top, third finger in between. Okay, just remember back to the last couple of exercises, we count everything in 4. That was the 4-4. So we're just going to try and count 4 slowly and move between the different chords. Okay, so if we start with E minor, go to A, then we'll try the D, okay? Now you might not get the D, you might have to pause it at this point and go back and just make sure and try and memorise the D. I mean, that might take a day or two, but let's try it just now. So you can always pause and then go back if you've got trouble at this point. So if I count 4, start with E minor, then A, then D. So I'll count 4. 1, 2, E minor, go. 1, 2, 3, A, go. 1, 2, 3, and D, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, what you might have to do is, as soon as you've strummed the chord, don't just think, okay, that's me finished, okay, and then you've got tons of time to the next chord. As soon as you've strummed that first chord, you've got to think about the next chord and give yourself that amount of time to change. Especially at the beginning, it'll take quite a time. Again, I always think about it like a game of chess, always thinking like a move ahead or a few moves ahead. Okay, so we'll start with the E minor. As soon as you've played it, think the next chord and move straight on, okay? That'll give you the... You should be able to move in time. So start with E minor again. Remember, move straight away. Ready? Start with E minor. 1, 2, red, D, go. 1, 2, A sus, go. 1, 2, change to D and D, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. If you manage that, you're doing very, very well. You may have to stop and go back and practice it quite a few times. You probably would, I would imagine. Okay, so let's change the A sus into a normal A chord, a regular A major chord. So what we're going to do is take those two notes, but we're going to swap these fingers around and use fingers 1 and 2 now. Okay, so the exact same notes, the middle 2 strings and fret 2 of the guitar, but we're using fingers 1 and 2. And now we're going to add an extra finger, we're going to add a third finger underneath. Okay, so both these fingers are squeezed into the 2nd fret here. Okay, and we strum that from string 5. So that's an A major chord. Okay, so we've got E minor now. Then we move across to A major. Then we've got the D major chord. Now that's a lot of practice just in those 3 chords there to get your fingers to move like that. Expect it to sound like probably like that. Don't be surprised if it sounds like that first of all. Now the best way to practice these chords is practice the changes. Now while it's good to practice in rhythm, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The shortcut that no one I never see anyone doing this, but I tell all my students to do it, is don't practice the change. So strum 1 chord, straight onto the next chord, strum it, straight onto the next chord and strum it. Now what you need to do is push your timing, you need to push the speed that you're doing it. So you want to do it fast enough that you're not making any mistakes. You're going to have to kind of govern yourself to do this. But always feel as if you're pushing to try and get faster and faster. Now if you sat and do this for several weeks, you're getting those finger movements totally ingrained. And then eventually you'll be able to move the chords like that without thinking. Obviously I can still talk to the camera, which means it's kind of second nature. So that's what you need to do. And that's a kind of mechanic that changes. If you just practiced after 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, change, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's like change, change, change. Whereas I think you should practice change, change, change. Then when you go back and count in 4s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, you feel as if you've got all the time in the world. So practice your chords like that. And if you can play them faster than me, I'll normally say you'll get a free guitar, but I'll not say that. Right, okay. So yeah, let's just try that with the foot taps, and then we'll show you next exercise with the G string. Okay, so E minor, A and D. So play me the E minor, ready after 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, change to A, go. 1, 2, 3, change to D, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Right, let's look at the second exercise, or the third exercise. This is on the G string of the guitar. Okay, so we've only got 2 notes in this string. If you remember 4 on the B string, we had B, C, D, then the E string, E, F, and G. Okay, so that was the names of the notes, B, C, D, E, F, G. Now if we go to string number 3, this is called the G string. Okay, so you play that, it gives you a G note. It's a G chord. Okay, and all we need to do is put a second finger on fret number 2, and this gives us the A note. Okay, notice I'm using my second finger there, because we're on the 2nd fret. Anytime we're on the 1st fret, it's the 1st finger. Anytime the 3rd fret, 3rd finger. So the names of the 2 notes there are open G and then A. Now if we take it from the 2nd note, that means it goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay, and if we take it from the open string, it's G, then A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So as long as you remember that kind of start note is the A, or A's there on the 2nd fret, then you don't really need to memorise the other notes. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, as long as you know your alphabet. If you can remember that sequence from the 2nd fret, then it means all the note names are readily available and are right under your fingers for you. F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Okay, so let's look at the exercise. So if we look over to the PDF that I've written, so we've got the first note here, which is in strings 1, 2, 3, so that's our G string. Okay, and this lasts for 4. So we play G, 2, 3, 4. Then we hold the 2nd fret. If you notice, it's still on the same string. So we don't change at all. Here we're moving up. So these last for 2 beats. And that lasts for 2 beats. Okay, there's 2 in the bar. 2 plus 2, 4. Okay, same there. And then we move on to these, which will be 1 note per beat. And then we've got the new value here, which is 2 notes per beat. Okay, so if you see that as 1, 2, 3, 4, while still tapping my foot, I would count this as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Right, okay, so a good thing to do is if we clap these with tapping our feet, so because it's 1 note per beat, then if I was tapping my foot, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. If I clap it, 1, 2, 3, 4. With these notes, because they're doubled up, I count it as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So while my foot remains 1, 2, 3, 4, my hands go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. What tends to happen is your foot will follow your hands and go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So your foot has to have its kind of own mind, so it always goes 1, 2, 3, 4, it never changes, and your hands go not 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that remains consistent, okay? So if I clapped all the rhythms here, this could be a good exercise. Okay, so if we start there, I count in 4, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. Last one, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, so let's play through some of those notes and then we'll tell you what the values are called. Okay, so we're just going open and 2. So open G string, then 2nd finger, and that's all we're doing. Then for the last bar, we're going to go through the string. So we go open, 2, open, 1, 3, open, 1, 3. So I'll count it all through, then I'll play it with the music. So if you've got the PDF, it should be after 4, 1, 2, G, go. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. Double up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Double up again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then. And then we go through all the notes that we had before. Okay, the last bit again is quite fast, so you might want to work on that separate. Just play it over and over again till you get it under your fingers. Again, using the correct fingers, don't be swapping around, be careful of that. Okay, so let's try it with the music, see how it sounds. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's quite fast at the end. Let's try it once more. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay, so that's the exercise. It's just a couple of notes, then we're running through all the notes that we've done before. What I want to do now, the third thing that we're going to do is just go on the listening a little bit more and develop that. So while I've spoken about major chords and minor chords, I'm going to play a succession of chords and I want you to just answer to yourself whether you think it's major or minor. So a major chord is happy and a minor chord is sad, if you forget what that is. So let me play a couple of chord types and see what you think they are. Okay, so would you think this was major or minor? Okay. Now, well, that sounds a little dark. That's actually a major chord. Sounds quite happy, I think. If I do it like that in context, okay. What about this one? You think it's a major or minor? I would say that's a sad chord. Okay, major or minor? Okay, I would say that's major. Major or minor? Minor, yep, sounds sad, that last note there. Then major or minor? Sounds minor. Last one, major or minor. Well, it can sound sad, I think that's... Sounds quite happy, so that's a major chord, okay? So major, minor, major, minor, major, minor, major. Okay, and as you can hear, depending on where you put them, it can be confusing. I can play two major chords, like that. And somebody would perceive the second chord as minor, no doubt. But they're both major. So you've got to try and listen to them individually and not related to the other chord. And the way you would do that, I've actually got an exercise that you can listen to and pause it in between chords and listen to it. If you listen to it in succession, the chords can kind of affect each other in the way you hear them. Kind of confuse you. So what to practice is you need to go through you need to memorize E minor, A major and D major. So that's 3 chords you've got now. When you practice, so make sure you're doing that strumming once and just trying to practice those changes and speed that up. Then you would count 4, make sure you can change in time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that can go at any speed as long as you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, then that's fine. And you've got the exercise there, which has the quite fast run at the end. So remember and practice that by itself. The rest of it should be fairly simple because it's just open string hammer on. Okay, thank you.